Okay, an error has... Okay, I think we are now live. We'll just give it a minute. I'm here with Anas from Flash Trade, but I just want to make sure that we are properly live before we start to dive into everything here. Just quickly checking. We're live.
Nice.
Fantastic. Well, hello, YouTube and Twitter. My name's Seb, and I'm here with Anas, the co-founder and CEO of Flash Trade. How are you? How's your day?
Hey guys, yeah, it's a good day, and we just launched a couple of interesting features yesterday, so it's going pretty good. We have got a great feedback from our users, and yeah, it's pretty great and a very packed Q4 for us at Flash Trade.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's try and segue. Let's try and uh, create the podcast a little bit like this. We'll go over, who you are, how big's the team, when you got started, what happened, or actually probably start with like what is Flash Trade, just a quick little elevator pitch. Then the team. Then we'll talk about the NFTs. I'll show the screen so people can be very, very familiar, and then we'll take a couple of questions in the middle. Then we'll go through the tokenomics because you've got a token coming out in Q4, and then we'll take some questions, all questions at the end. Sound good to you?
Yep, sounds good.
Awesome. All right. Well, quick little elevator pitch on what is Flash Trade.
Flash Trade is an exchange where people can leverage trade with up to 100x on all your favorite assets in a decentralized manner, and it has been built to replace your favorite sex and have the best sex appeal in the DEX space.
I love that. That's the funniest line I've ever heard. It's all
Thanks.
about the sex appeal. Awesome.
Yep.
And then, when did you get started on Flash Trade?
Yeah. This all started at the very epitome of FTX breakdown when we were during that scene and heavily involved in DeFi during the time of FTX going bankrupt with all their assets belly up. And at that time, that specific time, there was no exchange nor a market maker who were, really into Solana or ready to, bet on Solana. And we had this whole experience of 3 years before that into Solana, and we had understood the capabilities of the technology and pretty much, where just had this optimistic trust that okay, it's a very possible scenario where everything can be run on chain in a decentralized manner. And that's when we started working on Flash Trade. It was back in 2023 January, and it took us about 10 months to have the devnet version up, which was right before the last year's breakpoint. And during the time we were working on Flash Trade, we got this opportunity to be incubated by Solana Labs themselves, which helped us to get the alpha that is required to build a sophisticated exchange that feels like a sex on a blockchain. And the incubation process did not involve any kind of money exchange. It was more about engineering support, auditing support, and much of the backend stuff. Which when you are building on a blockchain, when you are able to interact with the engineers who are involved in building on that blockchain, it makes a lot of opening when you as a DApp developer wants to understand the things on how to run smoothly your application on that blockchain. So it helped us a lot, and here we are. It's been 10 months right now since we are live, and we have done more than $11 billion in volume, and looking forward to grow more by allowing anything to be traded on Flash.
Gotcha. Awesome. So how big's the team?
Yeah, the core team is about 11 members or so, which is like full-time people. But and we have an extended team of about 25 members who help here and there when it is required. But the core team is about 11 members.
That's a very sizable team though, so that's pretty impressive.
Yep.
And now, before we kind of go through, I think people are going to understand what a perps dex is, and if they don't, we can long or short very easily on here with crazy leverage. If we're incredibly degenerate, I wouldn't suggest this, but you can trade at 10x or 5x or 50 if you're crazy. But what's pretty cool, and I'm not actually super familiar on this, but your NFTs was basically your entire early raise was via an NFT, or did you have like initial VC backing to start you off?
No, we didn't had any raise as such, and we are still fully bootstrap protocol. And the raise that we did with the NFTs was sort of a raise that was all put back into the protocol so that the protocol could run initially with some liquidity on it. Because back in the day when we did the NFT launch, we were right in the midst of bear market where people were distancing themselves as far as possible from Solana. So we had to bet on the community that was most alive at that time, which was the NFT community. And they were ready to understand things and take things forward. And what we did with NFTs was one of a kind, and this hasn't been done yet in any ecosystem as of till now, which is these are like 3D evolutionary NFTs which basically evolve on chain. The metadata changes as you level up your beast, and it unlocks the perks while you level these beasts up. So basically when you start with a level 1 beast, you get about 15% discount, which basically no, it's about 7% discount. But as you level that NFT while using the protocol, it can be by referring, by LPing, or by trading itself, you accrue some points, and these points help you to level up. And when you are at the very end level, which is level 6, the perks that level 6 beast allows you, it makes Flash the cheapest exchange to trade on chain anywhere else. You get about 5.8 bips of fees that you pay to open fees, which is the cheapest for a zero slippage trading exchange on any blockchain right now. And we are very proud to offer that thing. And we have seen that majority of our volume is actually driven by the power users itself. And that's where the idea was to start with something small so that we can cement our offering in the industry itself, and then take it to the next level with the tokens. So the NFT was more about having a very strong community around it and incentivizing usage as much as possible. So that's how we try to come up with this mechanism which basically aligned people, all the while giving back money as well. So we raised about $1.2 million using Tensor's launchpad back in December, and now it's, as I said, it's 11 months, and we have given more than 80% of the money back to these NFT holders through the fees that was generated from the money that was raised. So the money that is raised is still in the protocol, while allowing the people who invested in us getting money back as well. So it's a
Awesome.
full share.
So there's 5,555. I never got onto it never got onto my radar until it was like too late. So one quick question is, uh, some here. Look at this, bullish. Um, so what was the price of Sol back when you did the mint, and how many Sol was it for the mint?
The Sol's price was about $70, if I remember correctly. And uh, if we were to denominate that times dollar evaluation, because we took all that money and converted into dollars and put into the like converted into index of FLP and put it into the protocol, so it turns about $1.2 million, out of
Okay.
which more than $1 million is given back to the holders by giving 100% revenue share every day.
And what was the mint price in Sol back then?
3 Sol.
3 Sol. So I
Yeah.
mean that's pretty good because you're even above floor, and the price of Sol has doubled. Oh, it's gone
Yeah,
more than
yeah,
double, and then it's come back down.
yeah.
Alrighty. So for anybody that obviously we should answer this pretty obvious question. You don't need an NFT in order to use Flash Trade. It just gives you perks.
Yes.
Gotcha. Now, if someone goes and purchases an NFT, they have to go buy one. If I
Yep.
have enough, I could sell them. I could sell them. Maybe I can accumulate enough in this wallet. We can quickly buy one, and then we go and stake it to start accruing some rewards. Is that how it's done?
You don't need to stake, you just hold in your wallet. And the interesting part is we use NFTs as accounts, so we call it them nota. So basically these accounts accrue all the value. Depending on the wallet that holds that beast, they will be able to unlock that the value that is being accrued to the beast. So even if you see on the exchange on Tensor, all the beasts that are listed, all of those beasts are earning money as of now as well. So it all depends on you buying that and then going onto the UI to collect the fees that they have accrued individually.
Wow. So how would we know which one's worth what? So is there a
So
way
yeah,
that
yeah. We actually created a dashboard for that, so that community can check out any of the beasts have some dollars left on them, and that can be found in our Discord as well. But we actually were trying to work with Tensor to bring that through an API so that people can see the dollar value on this on the dashboard itself. But in terms of, since we are running the exchange, we have so much work on our heads. It was like, I think it got deprioritized months ago.
gotcha?
But we have a dashboard where people can just input the beast number and they can check the dollar value that they hold, that beast holds.
So this is in Discord.
Yeah, it's in our Discord, in the
So
official links channel. Yeah.
so I might should I mean as I like as I would like one big video to be able to reference anybody that's keen on the community. So I might just quickly find that link and then have a quick look at these, and
Of
then
course.
maybe a couple more questions on this on the NFTs before we maybe move into the liquidity vaults, which can earn
All right.
people yields, and then maybe the token. So
All right.
Beast dashboard, is that probably the best link for it?
Uh, I, I think yeah. Uh,
Let me
there
show it
should
to
be.
you.
Yeah.
Is it
I think someone has put up the link in our chat. You can check it out in the YouTube chat.
someone's put it in?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's onboard cell. So what's a load app? So, yeah.
I can't see it, but I can. Is this the one? Is
Yes.
this it here?
Yes, that's the one. Yeah.
All right, cool. So if I
So
wanted to go, so like
yeah,
2439, I can come in here and we can
you
have
need
a
to
look
put
at
a
two
hash before that because it's just in hash.
hash.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
So this will show
So
me. This is. Oh wait, so that's my bad. 3111. I put in the rarity. Apologies.
I think this takes some time to load up, but yeah.
This is number 3111, right?
Yep. You can just input search once again. Sometimes, I don't know, it's the API which takes some time, but yeah.
Okay, we'll try 4318.
Ta-da. I don't know.
This is not working for us, but I imagine we'll try it one more time.
You can use any random number you want. That
Uh,
is less
but,
than 5.
but I wanna get one. 3123. I'm
All
gonna
right.
just try 3123.
All right. All right.
3123.
I hope that works.
Search. Okay.
It takes some time and then it comes out, but I don't know
Okay.
why it's not working. Yeah. Random.
All right. Well, we'll come back to that. So
It's something that is built by one of our interns. It's not a full-fledged thing. So
no
just
problem.
in the community. Yeah.
But essentially, we should be able to
Yeah.
come put in one of these, like what we
Number.
did
Yeah.
initially. I'll just
Yeah.
see if this kind of helps it, because sometimes 3123, because sometimes that works. No.
No.
Okay.
No.
We grab it and then we go put it in, and then we can
Yeah.
go and we just like, how do we collect the rewards?
You can check it out. You can check. This shines up, and you will be able to collect the rewards, any amount of rewards that are eh, on the beast.
Cool. Okay. And then did you touch on leveling up the beast? How is that done?
Yeah, basically the mechanism was to increase the usage of the protocol while allowing the right user to be able to unlock more perks. So imagine you are a user who likes to provide liquidity. You would be able to provide liquidity using the earn page while holding the beast, and when you collect the rewards that your provided liquidity makes, you would get points according to that. So basically what we designed is like, we needed more users first, so the more points you get is by referring new users, and your referred user, if they do the volume, you get certain amount of points which have the most weight. And then the second thing was more about lping and earning, and the third was about trading and earning. So amount of volume that you do on the exchange, you get the voltage points. And there are levels to it. Example, 0 to 10,000 you are on 0 level. Anything about 10,000 points you are on level 1. Anything about 500,000 points you are on level 5. So as you level up, you would also have perks attached to it. Perks which are not just included to trading discounts. It's more about referral rebates as well. You get up to 15% in referral rebates on the higher tired
Okay.
beast, as well as you get an yield boost. So when you provide liquidity on Flash right now without an NFT, you get 70% of the fees. But if you have a level 5 beast, you get about 80% of the fees. So that is a huge bump. And that bump goes about 85% if you hold a level 6 beast. So even with this mechanism, you become like, when you hold the beast, you not only get trading fee discounts, but you also get a bigger boost on you providing liquidity, as well as a bigger boost on referral rebates as well. So it is a full
Okay.
package of
Yeah.
utility.
And you need to have a beast in order to create a referral link. My assumption. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Okie dokie. So we've got a couple of questions here, and then we'll. So if we jump into the perp section,
yes.
you have in here. I've seen it before, or
The
maybe I have
synthetic
to go.
asset.
Yeah, some synthetic assets.
Yeah, it's gold. You have it there. Yeah,
So you got metal,
yeah.
and then you've got stocks coming soon.
Hopefully, we have some things in mind in terms of making the margin engine more efficient, and then we'll be able to offer that as well. For now, we have forex and metals.
Okay, so you've got crypto for most of us, but for
Yes.
others, forex, and then metals. Now,
And we've
um,
been doing quite amount of volume on gold as well. Like if you, even if you open right now the gold ticker, you would see it does good volumes, and we are the only avenue on Solana as far as 10 months that is offering an offering where people can trade metals and forex.
okay, cool.
Yep.
So, Magnus asked, like, when stock trading, or we can say it metal trading or forex trading, how does it work on a DEX in this kind of system?
Yeah. So basically, yeah, we, as I said, like we are working on a new margin engine, and I did the announcement at the breakpoint as well, which is the new efficient model of the current margin engine that we have. We're calling it the margin engine V2, which will allow us to have more synthetic assets, such as the stocks, which are more volatile and can go, it can go up and down. We can never predict that, and for those reasons we have to create a much more risk tolerant engine, because we offer the highest, one of the highest leverages in the industry. So yeah, and basically the way it would work is, it would be a synthetic backing model, pretty similar to what we have right now, where gold, silver, euro, and all the currencies that we have are all synthetically backed. We don't have those assets in real mode, but we back it with the USDC that you long with. So we lock that much amount of your collateral, and then think of it as it is the real thing on chain.
Okay, cool. Let's segue into the earn section to talk about the LPs. I've done
Yeah.
plenty of videos on JLP, and
All
I
right.
would say so. FLP1 is the competitor. Well, not, well, I guess, yeah, a competitor or an alternative product
Yes.
to JLP. Um, and you've it's pretty much the same, with the exception being there's no USDT.
Yes. The composition is pretty much same.
Cool. So, um, how has what should I click on in order to show how this performance has been doing? Because my understanding of this is people go and deposit these cryptos. They basically have a basket of these cryptos, and of course, excuse me, if a trader wants to be very, very, very successful and withdraw a lot of that liquidity, then your FLP1 would drop. But typically, the way these are modeled, traders will lose more often, kind of like a casino, and plus there's a fee built in. So the performance means that there's a bit of a profit. There's a gradual profit and loss. Is that a correct understanding, more or less? You may have frozen there. Okay. So we've just been briefly disconnected. We'll see if he's. Oh, here he is.
Okay, I think I had some issue. Yeah, we got
Okay.
that.
How much did you hear?
It was more about the new the performance of the LP. Yeah,
Yeah.
FLP.
So my final section is, uh, um, my understanding is if a trade is very very successful, that they would withdraw money, right, and the profitability would fall. But generally, the way things are organized and modeled, this thing should grow. The profit and loss should just grow gradually.
Yeah, you
Is
can
that
all time as well to see the amount of profitability the pool has done since January, 10 months ago. Yeah.
um okay? So since January, so the pool has made $3.74 million in profit. And then this is the weekly APY. Excuse me. This is the weekly APY. So this is the annual percentage yield based on the volume in the last week.
So the thing is, we recently launched the auto compounding version, which is pretty similar to JLP. So that is the reason the weekly APY is being adjusted right now. While you can check on SFLP, which is the one that has much more data, so it will have bit higher APR because it is updated. It is updating more. FLP was launched just yesterday, so yeah, the value is still correcting itself. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the more appropriate one to go over and understand.
For now, but eventually I would see more people using FLP1 than SFLP, which is the staked version of the liquidity token where you get the yield in USDC every day.
Okay,
But
and whereas this one, if you don't stake it,
you don't
this
need
one
to stake
auto
it.
compounds.
You just need to buy the token and hold in your wallet and it auto compounds.
Okay, and then this gives you possibilities, like as an example, Camino, like leveraging up if they ever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so this one here, so the APR almost 40%, and then what would be the best things to kind of show um as you start to
Yes, this is the
jump up?
cumulative fees. Basically, it shows the amount of fees that the pool generated, and this is the average APR that the pool has over time. And this is the performance, which basically shows the performance if you had the same money put into a pure index rather than in FLP itself since day one. So if you can check, there is a difference at the end. It's about 1.42 is the price with yield, and without yield, if you had just hold the index itself, it would be about $1.24.
Okay, okay, all right. So that's that. Then we've also got these other ones,
Yes.
uh, SFLP. So this is just USDC. So this is where you can just earn. Sometimes the yield is good. Sometimes the yield is lower than Camino. It just what kind of affects this?
So this is basically backed by the synthetic trading on Flash, whatever we do with the forex markets and the metals. So if that if those assets see more trading volume, this is the pool that will back those volumes and get the fees from it. And this will basically show you the performance of how the pool has grown over time since it's live.
Okay, and so if we put USDC in here, there is always a risk that you could have a negative return if someone's a very, very profitable trader. Is that correct?
Yes, yes, we have those details in the notes in the left side, where we basically tell you, if you go through that, the price action of the tokens affects it, the traders profits or losses affects it, and amount of fees generated through open close and margin fees will affect the pool, the share price or your investment in the pool. So
Okay,
we
and
have made very clear in the left side, because we had a lot of people asking about it before as well.
gotcha. So if I want to put in like 50 USDC into this pool, I just come in
Yes.
here.
Yes.
Um, I'm gonna like lose like 8 cents.
This is because of the uh, premium price. No, no, you will get 50. You will get more actually.
Oh, okay, because it says here in the UI
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
49.
that's because of fees. There is like 7 cents of fees that you paid to deposit. So you can check your value at deposit. It's all there
Okay,
in
so this
your
so
position.
this is,
Yep.
and then so I've gone this, obviously $50 is not going to generate a huge amount of fees, but like let's say I put in $1,000. What do people typically like? How often do they collect their rewards? Like weekly or monthly or
Most of our users actually collect daily rewards. They love
daily?
that dollar daily. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So there's this one here, which is very cool. And now we've got this other pool. We probably won't run through all of them, or we will run through them quite quickly. But this is like a crazy index,
Yeah, yeah.
because it has like so many different tokens, JTO, Ray, Camino, which very bullish on. And then some of these have been performing well, and then others haven't.
Yeah.
Um, so it's quite a broad. But this, where can we kind of see maybe the trading volume of this pool, or how many maybe it's just cumulative fees, how much it's generated?
Yes.
So this is you've had this pool from the beginning of the year,
From
and
March.
then
Yeah.
from March. Oh, okay,
Yes.
sorry, from March.
From March, I think.
And then you've added other tokens as they've become available.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So you can put fees in there, you can put your tokens in there. You've got another one here. This is just USDC and Bonk.
Yeah. And so these are one of the most interesting offerings that we have, because the pools that were above, there is a fee split of about 70% between the protocol and the users and the LPs. But the meme pools that we have, such as Bonk and WIF pool, this gives back 100% fee share to their depositors. There is no fees that the protocol is taking.
Okay,
So you
so
get
this
all the money that it is generating.
so if I go and put some USDC in here or Bonk or whatever, it will split it
Yes.
into a,
The
like,
index.
I can go and do it like $50, mint it. I'm going to go and get um a token which is going to have a certain claim. 70% will be Bonk, and then 30% will be USDC, and then I'll start to collect those rewards, and all of the rewards go to this completely.
Yes. Yes.
And then this
And
final one is WIF.
yes. These pools are performing significantly well than just holding bonk or WEF, because of the price volatility and users you trading behavior. So I did post about the bonk pool as well, because when bonk pool was launched, if you can just go on SFLP4 and just open the performance tab, you would see that the depositors who deposited since day one would be up more than 15% on their deposits if they just deposited rather than holding bonk. It's
Okay.
actually 26%, 1.26. And the index is at 0.75, which is the pure index if you hold this bonk and USDC in that percentages.
And WIF.
WIF has actually done a bit different, because it actually pumped a lot than expected. So the index is performing a little bit behind than the pure WIF itself. You can
Gotcha.
check it. Yeah.
Yeah, but all the data's there. Okay.
Yes.
Um, cool. All right. Well, your internet's kind of cutting in and out a little bit. So unfortunately, so maybe we just go over this token. And first, I'll take this one quick question here. You can't get liquidated on that pool, right? Don't know exactly what is meant by that, but I mean, if you put your tokens into this pool, statistically speaking, correct me if I'm wrong, Anas, you should pull out more than what you put in. But if traders do
Yes,
very, very well, then you would be you
you would
would
be at a
pull out
loss,
less.
but there is no liquidation as such. Liquidation does not happen when you're providing liquidity.
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
Um, the other thing is just to make sure, like it's a weekly APY. So maybe there's a misunderstanding here, but this doesn't mean you're making 200% per week. This means you're making 200% per year compounded, but weekly means this is the last 7 days of fees and what the result would be. Correct, Ines? As in, oh, I think you're frozen again. So we're running into a little bit of difficulty with internet here today. We'll see how we go. But look, let me just explain this to you, Magnus. So an APR or an APY always means like annual every single time. And when they say it's weekly, weekly just specifically means that you might take the last 7 days and you take the average rate per day. One day it might be a 200, then a 150, then 300, and so on. And then when you go through all that, that gives you an average of this. So in a year's time, at this rate, if you put in $100, it would be $200. Um, but that's how it looks, especially if it's compounded. Alrighty, we're just going to see if we can get back with a bit of internet issues, and then we're going to go on to the token here. Let's just see if this is working. While we wait, we'll just remove this for a moment, and we'll have a look. We'll have a look at this ourselves. We'll work it out ourselves while we wait for the subject matter. So Flash Trade is doing a token launch. They did tweet it out, which is pretty cool. And I'm just going to check my Telegram quickly in case I'm missing anything from the man. Ines, how you doing? All right, we're gonna persist because we want to learn this. So while it's coming through, let's have a look. Ines, can you hear us? All right, we're gonna check quickly. Apologies. So FAF is coming soon. Read all about this. Is obviously the biggest question. So if we have to do this in a different video, we have to in a different video. But they announced some pretty cool details at Breakpoint, and they this is a completely different token. It is very, very true. And I saw this tweeted by someone called Profit today. So let me just find Profit is from MetaDAO.
I think it should work now. Good. Are we good?
We're good. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. So basically, if you have bad tokenomics, my point is, if there's bad tokenomics, then you are in difficulty. So you've tried to design this token to be good token, a good token.
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically, the idea is, since we are a fully bootstrap project, we don't have any VCs backing us. We have to create our own, strategy of taking things to the next level, all the while not looking for exit liquidity itself. You need to grow things so that, like the way we did with NFTs. When we launched the NFTs, there was nothing as such for Flash itself. People bought in, and now we have a brand and we have a suite of offering that is about to expand. So we are looking to do the same thing that we did with NFTs, but at a much larger scale, which also allows the brand itself to grow to a bigger scale. So we are not using the token for just to have it for the sake of launching the token, but the idea here is to we want the product to be much bigger than what it is right now, and we will be using the token for that specific purpose.
Cool. Well, let's like the biggest question people are going to ask, whether or not they're
Hmm.
watching this live, they're going to ask when airdrop
Mhm.
and what I have to do to get an airdrop. And I wanted to hear from you, but I want to give my own thoughts, as this is not
Okay.
a VC backed protocol looking for exit liquidity. This is more of a like this has to be grown organically. I wouldn't be expecting a massive airdrop. The airdrop would have to be, based on revenue and just, growth, as opposed to, we've seen some great airdrops from like W, but then the price tanks. Um, so I guess we should ask, will there be some sort of airdrop? What can you say on
So
that? And if you can't say anything, you can't say anything.
like we've been very clear with the stuff since day one. The NFT itself was sort of a like seed round for flash trade, where people bought into the NFTs, and now, depending on the level of the NFT, they will have the token allocation that we will be announcing as we get closer to the launch of the token itself. So that is the only thing that we have as such for the tokens going out. But the next thing is, with getting more distribution and getting the token into more hands, and then using the exchange itself by more people is our goal. So we would be also doing an initial offering, as we have stated in the website as well, where a certain amount of tokens would be put up for sale, where people can participate, and once they get into buying that token, we are also making it very clear that when teams raise money, you see that all interesting posts where, okay, team has raised millions of dollars, but you never know where the money goes and how it is spent, and how the further roadmap is going to transition. Most of the times the money is went certain places where we never know and how it is spent. But here we want to be very clear with what we gonna be doing with the money that is raised, and also with the vesting schedules. And that is what we define as we go down, where we're going to raise x amount of money. That money would be put into a vault. That vault would deposit the certain amount of money into the leading DeFi protocols to generate a base yield. That base yield would be used to incentivize participants to get flash into a bigger exchange by having say in the product launches and the important decisions regarding the protocol. And by this way, we are looking forward to having a vault which grows by with time, while growing the protocol's equity value as well. So basically, the idea is vault stays in the middle of the whole scheme of things, while there are sources of revenue that it generates. The direct source of revenue would be flash trade, growing so huge that it starts flowing in the excess revenue to flash vault. All the while, flash vault also earns yields from the underlying DeFi projects, which basically all the yield that it generates in an extra way would only be given back to the token holders who participate in the governance, which basically creates a positive feedback role where there is governance is for the sake for growing the protocol and getting in more revenues and new line of products. And the team will only get tokens when the team ships things, which basically takes things to the next level in terms of the product suit itself.
Yeah.
So this is the idea that we are trying to unlock, and it hasn't been done before. And we knew this from day one, that we have to do something very different and something that is very transparent, so that we get people into this thing. And it's more of a pitch where we are saying directly that, okay, everyone has certain amount of money, but here what we are saying is, like, if you put in the money, you are able to see everything that is happening in a transparent manner, while having ownership of an exchange that can grow very similar to what we have with centralized exchanges or much bigger exchanges. There is a
Gotcha.
possibility.
Now, talk us through this line here, and particularly In particular, the
Yeah.
governance aspect. We've got this great question here, which I think is relevant. You can see that on your screen.
Yes.
All right.
Basically, the most interesting thing about futarchy is it is the most interesting way of doing voting, where you're not just clicking a button, you're voting with your money itself. So basically, if you are not liking that decision, you would just sell those tokens and you're out of the position that you were in. While if you are, bullish on that case, you will just hold that tokens and, back the team and say, yes, I am in. I see a brighter future if this proposal is passed. Henceforth, I'm buying in. While if you don't see that brighter future, you are getting out. It is much, efficient and straightforward way, rather than, but I wouldn't say that we would be doing just a futaki way of voting. We'll have both the things. We'll also have voting based on just clicking yes or no, and also we'll have the futaki based voting, but it all depends on the proposal itself. And the way we are designing it is like it will all be done on Flash's UI itself. We won't be allowing our users to go on to three different UIs to handle
Yeah.
handle all things voting. So we'll try to make it much as possible UX friendly, and we have known for that. So yeah, we'll try our best to make it much easier.
So Futagi is like a complex thing. But to sum it up, it's basically using for anyone that's watching and not aware. I should have cleared it with everyone first. But basically you're using your token to like vote on something by either betting the price will go up or betting the price will go down, and you can risk losing your tokens.
it's
So
not
there's a
it's
lot
not
more skin in the game.
it's not betting. It's basically saying if you disagree or agree with the decision itself by selling your share in that company or buying up your share in that company. That's more important. It's not
Okay.
betting. You don't
Well,
lose anything if you don't vote, or you vote. You don't
you're not
lose your
losing.
value. Yeah, you don't lose anything.
Okay. Well, MetaDAO's strategy is you can, if you're wrong, you're wrong. So we'll have to wait until you've shipped what you've shipped so we can see how it's
For
actually
sure,
gonna look.
for sure.
Um,
And yeah,
but this says here that so the only way that the team will get tokens or unlock the tokens is by Futagi.
yes,
Is that right?
yes,
So there'll be no like if the community and governance voters they vote no, you're not getting tokens, no, you're not getting tokens continually,
yes.
which is unlikely if you perform well, of course, then you're never getting tokens.
Yes, I'll just tell you one thing on this. Like, I've been in crypto for 8 years now, and I've seen, the drive for working on projects. If you are getting a vesting schedule that is linear and that is blunt, I don't know how a team can, keep pushing themselves to get things to the next level.
Yeah,
This is basically we are challenging ourselves here by doing this thing,
yeah,
where we are not getting any tokens since day one. But what we are saying is we're gonna ship very interesting things going forward, which would be only launched, and we would put up a proposal that we are shipping this thing, and when we ship it, that then only then we'll get the tokens when the proposal passes. And the most interesting thing is, by doing this, the the token only inflates when there is new product development to it, which is the most interesting way of inflating things, if you understand that way. Because generally, the product doesn't go anywhere, and you have this huge chunk of tokens that are just hitting the market. But now here you will see a position where the protocol is actually growing while also getting new tokens into the market.
exactly. And we can see this with the amount of token unlocks that happen in crypto are insane. So any novel spaces like you know anything novel in the space, I'm definitely keen for. We can see right here, you know, hundreds of millions of dollars. Aptos, which may be great. There's $100 million coming onto the market. Did they ship anything? Who knows? It's going out to the
No,
VCs and team regardless,
I'll
right?
just tell you from the developer point of view, is like there is a burden on me if I start the ticking bomb like that. Like, imagine if I raise money from VCs and I give them 20% of my company stock, it's like a ticking bomb where I have to work for them so that their unlocks become more valuable. Right now I'm working for myself so that my unlocks become more valuable, and they only become valuable when everyone decides that okay, this is gonna be interesting. And I'll just tell you one thing, like, we don't expect individuals to vote on these things. We can always have certain kind of parties that are made where you can,
You can
delegate things.
delegate. Yeah.
Yes. So there is also a possibility of delegation system where majority of the things happen through delegation, and the voters can delegate to specific people, and when they vote, the yield that generates from that specific proposal would be shared according to your delegation amount. So that is how we are thinking. We are not thinking where every individual gonna be, be into voting for every specific proposal.
No, that's fair enough. So we're probably going to wait.
Yeah.
Sorry, excuse me. A couple of months or maybe a month or so until we're going to have a bit better breakdown. I imagine you have got some advisors trying to help you with tokenomics before we get like a bit of a breakdown. Is that right?
Here it's more about like the most interesting thing I'd say is like we are not just doing token for the sake of governance. We also have utility and revenue attached to it. If you have seen the way we have designed it, the the utility is the trading discount, yield boost, referral rebates, and upcoming products that we add will always have some kind of interesting utility attached to the amount of token that you're holding or staking, while the protocol itself would, generate revenue. We are immensely, grateful to the community that we were able to survive while not raising any money from the market, so we don't have any overhang, and we are free to, experiment and do something that is much more transparent, because this is all what matters. Why we are building these things as in the decentralized world is to be more transparent and allow everyone to come on a same level playing field. Yeah, irrespective of their backgrounds, nationalities, or whatever that is. So we just took the system and made it more transparent, and you know trying out by giving as much as possible back to the people who would be holding the token.
Good. All right. So we can expect the token end of, or not end, but somewhere in quarter
Q4.
four.
Yes, this year.
Uh, no, I'm not pushing for any details, but any more specifics on that? Fine if not. No.
uh I would say this year is what we are trying our best. Yeah, this year.
Well, yeah. Quarter four, 2024 is pretty clear this year.
Yes.
All right. So now, unfortunately, due to an issue with my the software, we didn't stream to X, which is annoying. But that's okay. We answered this early on, but there's you want to answer this one more time?
11
Sorry, Anna.
members. Yeah, 11 members in the team. Yeah.
11 full-time members, and then with part-timers and whatnot, 25. So it's a decent sized team.
Yes.
Well, look, thanks very much for coming on. For those that want to check out Flash Trade, you can do so. There is the Twitter at Flash Trade _. And for those that want to follow Anis, it's at All in Bitcoin _. Anis did say that he's been in crypto for 8 years, so that's why it's a nice. You started as a Bitcoin maxi, I imagine.
I would say I still see Bitcoin. I wouldn't say I'm a maxi, but I still see Bitcoin as money, as hard money, pretty
Yeah.
similar to what we have gold. We'll have Bitcoin as hard money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And then if you want to grab yourself a Flash Beast, you can go and stake it. Sorry, you don't have to stake it. You can hold it in your wallet. It accumulates fees, which is pretty cool. This will allow you to work out, as soon as the intern just checks some things on it, if it has, you may want to work out which one has more value. And these will also get, just as a bit of a sum up, a token allocation as an airdrop. And thus far, that's the only way to get an airdrop. But of course, I'm a bit firm believer, if you want a token, you do your research, you find all you ask all the questions, and you go and buy your token from the onset. That's how I like to do things.
That's cool.
Anything else to sum up there, sir?
No, I just say, like, be curious. I'm here in the industry at this stage just by being curious and reading things. And, it pays a lot to being curious in crypto.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm very excited for your growth,
Yep.
and I'm excited for your token launch. So we can cover. Sorry, we can cover it again when it's happening or when it's close to happening. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks.
Thanks.